everyone! Welcome to Lisa's Painting Parties. I'm Lisa and we are going to be doing our free live weekly painting party tonight. Very exciting. I'm really looking forward to our painting that was chosen this week. So anyone who hasn't joined before, what we do is basically, or what I do, I don't know why I speak in a third or multiple person, it's just me running the page. But what I do is I'll put up 3 different options. They go up every Saturday at noon my time, which is Eastern Standard Time, on the page, and then everyone votes. And then the painting with the most vote by the following Tuesday at noon is the one that we claim the winner, and then we paint our own version of it on Wednesday nights at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So every week at this time, if you're seeing me, we will do a live, I will do a live painting and we could do it together. I guess that's kind of what I'm more thinking about. And that's pretty much it. So this week I'm really excited. The options that I gave all of you were from a Canadian artist named Erika Hawkes. And I found her when I was looking for pictures of the group of 7. I was really wanted to paint something in that style. I was really excited about it. And so, and in my searches to do a group of 7 themed paint party, I came across hers and I thought, how awesome is it that we could like feature a contemporary artist who has those elements that I love from the group of 7. So that was the options for this week. So she's based out of Kelowna, BC, I believe. I know that's where she's from my understanding. Yeah, and her paintings all have beautiful vibes to them. So this is the one that was chosen the winner, and that is what we are going to attempt to recreate and to make our own version of. I'm going to try to, you know, pay homage to it as closely as possible because I love the way this feels. Now, with this painting, I labeled it in the thing as Aurora. I didn't actually see this one on her site. I saw it on like a Pinterest site, but it is her marking at the bottom. So I don't know if that's the actual title of what she called it. So that's why there's a little asterisks when you see it, like when I wrote it down. So I'm not sure if that's her actual painting. If you like her stuff though, I did put her website there, so you can feel free to go check out her other work and you can definitely support her. I have no affiliation with her. I just want to, you know, share, and that's pretty much it. I love it. I'm so excited to do it. So if you're joining me, I'm going to be starting to paint a little bit after 6. You will see that there's some lovely scammer people in my comments because they love me so much. And so they are trying to put random links so people will go and I guess watch my page or this from their, I don't know. If you see me, this is where you need to be. Don't click any random links. Those are not where you need to be. And I just have to go and ban a bunch of people from putting these random spammy links on my page. So I apologize for that, but I just want to make sure that no one clicks them without knowing that they shouldn't be. So, all right, so what do we got here? Yay, Jessica, I'm so happy. I'm glad you're joining. And feel free, anyone who's not a scammy link person, feel free to write in the comments, let me know that you're here. And it'll be nice to say hi to everyone. I'm coming to you from Ajax, Ontario, which is just outside of, just east of Toronto, Ontario. It's a nicer day. It was pretty cold and snowy, but we had some rain, so it kind of like got rid of a lot of it, but very slippery, I gotta say. Hi, John. How are you? John or Jean? Maybe Jean. My bad. I'm thinking French in my head. My counterparts at work, a lot of them are French, so my brain kind of goes to that a lot. Nice to see you. I'm glad, well, can't really see you, but I'm glad you're here. All right, so what you guys can do, I'll go through the list of things that we should have. So the one thing that I'm thinking I might do, which I don't normally do, is I have a pencil, so I might actually kind of sketch in a little bit today of where I want certain elements before I start painting, which is not usually my style for anyone who's joined me before. I usually just go right in and start painting. But I do want to capture some of the strokes a little bit differently, so I did get a pencil. So you may want to grab that if you would like to do that too. And then in terms of your other supplies, so I have a canvas. I'm using an 11 by 14 canvas board. And the reason I use it is just for utilitarian purposes, essentially. This is my 50 54th or 55th party, I think. So, and I don't tend to paint over any of my canvases. So I like to have everything, and this is just more convenient for me to keep them all together. All right, I'm just trying to get rid of these links as they come up. Okay, so, and it's also nice and thin. It's good that you can put them all in frames a lot easier and whatnot. So I like that too. I always use acrylic paint. My paint is from the Dollarama, so not expensive, cheap. Basically, I use the supplies that I have that I've had since I was a teen. So I don't have anything super fancy besides the canvas, obviously. So if you have blue, yellow, red, black, and white, I can talk you through and we can figure out how to make any other color and make it your own. If you have other colors pre-mixed, I do have this like kind of cool turquoise that I was thinking I might dip into, just to play with some of those values there. Feel free, so you can always do that too. Also, just because this painting is painted in these colors, you might want to do your own style too. So feel free to do a purple background or red and orange and yellow, like whatever you want. And then we can kind of go through that as well. Doesn't have to be the exact colors. And then if you have 3 sizes of paintbrushes are what I usually recommend. So if you have like a nice large one, a medium, and a fine, and I don't say sizes either just because it really just depends on the size of canvas you're using. So if you want something smaller, I would just suggest the ratio in relation to that. So yeah, so just something that will give you a lot of coverage so we can do a lot of big area, something that's more medium, and something that's nice fine so we can do some detailing. And I do have more than 3 brushes usually, but if you have those 3, you're pretty set. If you have 1, it's fine. We'll figure it out. And then I have my my paint palette, which is nice and dirty, and I like it that way, but that's for the paint, so we can mix paint and have everything good to go. And then I have some water containers, so I just have 2, just to make it convenient. Oh, and paper towel. So if you have paper towel as well. So as I'm going through, I will also mention like how I use my brushes. So I don't really clean my brushes in between times. I tend to use paper towel a lot to like get the excess paint off, but I still end up using the same brush. I don't really go back and dip it or clean it in water a lot. And I tend to use like the same brushes pretty much the whole time. So again, that's just my technique. If it works for you, cool. If you have your own way and you want to share, I would love to hear your comments, and you guys can definitely share and let me know, because this is collaborative. Sorry, I'm looking again just to make sure there's no other random scammy things happening. Hi, Bree! Yay! I love seeing like real people commenting. It's so much nicer. Hi, Jody. Awesome, you're from Vancouver Island. Oh, that's fantastic. That's so cool. Yes, so basically, if you're watching this now and you can't join in, or if you need to review it later, all of my videos are on my YouTube channel under Lisa's Painting Parties, or you can watch them on this Facebook page under the Videos tab. So they're there, they won't be taken down, they'll stay up, so you can, whatever format way is better for you. I'll just post this exact same video on YouTube, so it's nothing fancier than what you're currently seeing. But all my paint parties are all listed there. Oh, you almost forgot. That can happen, for sure. Today was a very hectic day for me. So, like I have a full-time job. I started this when I was laid off last year, and I didn't know what to do with myself, and I hadn't painted again for a long time. So oh, that's not the password. I started this then, but now I'm back to work, which is great. But it was definitely a bit more hectic today, and I had more things at the end of my day, so it was a bit of a rush to get everything set up so I'd be ready for you. Okay, awesome. All right, great. So it's about 6:05 now, so we're going to get started. So hopefully everyone is good to go. I will move my camera down so you'll see my canvas and the iPad with the image. So again, this is the image that we're going to be attempting to recreate. We'll try and do our version of it. I would suggest too, if you are a bit of a control freak like I am, you might want to grab this image from either a screenshot. I could hold it up close if you want to. Or you can grab it from the winning post from yesterday and then just have it available for you so that you can have that as reference in case I either go too quickly or if I'm too slow or whatever, and you can just have it available more convenient for you to reference. Yes, so Brie, yes, this is 11 by 14. So that's the size I prefer. I've done some like 8 by 10s, But I find it's just too small for me. I like, this is a nice size. Like, I think too big, it just is too much sometimes, and this works well for me. So I like the 11x14 personally. But I've seen some really cool different canvases size, so it's be neat. Oh, yay, Nicole, I'm so happy. You're going to be painting live tonight. I'm so happy. Awesome. Thank you so much, Kelly. So yeah, so something that if you'd like to, there are Facebook stars that you can send, and that just helps support or give me tips for what I'm doing. I don't ask for any money, so you don't have to if you want to and you like this, and this just helps me just continue to buy my dollar store paint supplies. So that works. I'm also available if anyone wants to do like private parties and stuff. I've done a few and they've been super fun. You can definitely reach out and I can talk to you about what that looks like. That is a good question, Brie. I think it should give you like a something like on mine, for example, where it says comment, there's like a little, like it says attached stars. So I think you can do it that way if you want to. Alternately, yeah, so anyways, you can do that way if you'd like to. I think that would be the easiest way on Facebook to do it. So, all right, cool. Awesome. All right, so I think we should get started. So feel free to keep putting comments on there. I'm going to move my camera down now so that you can see better my canvas and the iPad. Oh man, I feel like you can't get the full canvas on here. Maybe I just need to move this back a little bit. Yeah, that works. Okay, so that is our setup in a moment, or 2 or 3. There we go. Okay, perfect. Let's do this. So, where we always start is whatever's furthest in the back. So we're going to do our background here. Now, what I really like about this style, which is also very challenging for me, is that, as you can see, there's a very clear definition almost between this lighter blue to this darker blue. There is some blending here, so there's a bit of darker values and goes in here, but there's a lot of like clear separations, almost as if you have like a coloring book and there's like separate lines. And so that's definitely going to be a challenge for me because I tend to blend a lot and I like the whole blending vibe. But we're going to start with the, I think the main full background here. And when you do a background, what you want to do is you want to make sure that you get everything as far down as you need to. So in this particular painting, the majority of it is sky because obviously that's your focal point. So you only have about maybe like 1/5, 1/6 of the painting is going to be that water in the front, and the rest of it is all that sky. So we're going to be working on that first. Now I do have a pencil and I kind of wanted to put in where I want some of these strokes to be. And now I'm second guessing whether I'm actually going to do that or not because I'm still going to paint the whole background this color. So I don't know if it's necessary. Meh. Okay, well, you know what? I'm going to not do the pencil after all. Yes, Astrid, this will definitely be available later. So you can watch all my videos on my YouTube channel under Lisa's Painting Parties, or you can watch it under the videos tab on this Facebook page. And I'm also going to put my hair up because this is going to be a challenge this week. Okay, so in terms of paint colors, oh man, my blue's really low. Okay, so I'm going to start off by getting some blue paint on my palette. Ah. I'm definitely going to use more than that for sure. Probably have to grab some more. And then I'm going to get a little bit of black. If you guys can see, a lot of blue, a little bit of black. I'm going to throw in some white on here for now. Oh man, maybe not. Maybe it's, there we go. Dollar store paints. Okay. And I won't do any yellow yet. So I'm just going to have like a lot of blue, a little bit of black, a little bit of white. We're going to go from that. Okay. So let's start off by getting the background in place here. So let's go with your blue. Let's put a little bit of black right on your paintbrush itself. So I have quite a bit of blue and a little bit of black. And then I'm just going to start painting the background here, getting a nice dark sky going. And I tend to mix my paint a lot right on my canvas, so I'm just getting this blue on my brush. Remember to paint the sides of your canvas too. especially if you have like an actual canvas. And if you want to hang it up so you have nice continuity of your painting to wrap around the entire thing. Okay. So now we got blue. I'm going to get a bit more black on my brush, and I'm just going to mix it as I go. So I want it to be a very dark midnight blue sky. And then we're going to put that Aurora in on top of it. Like I said, I was going to pencil it in, but no, we're just going to paint. If you want to, though, you're more than welcome to. My idea was to maybe like draw it in and then just kind of almost like color in where I painted, where I drew my line, sorry. But I'm too impatient, I think. And I do want it to be lighter at the bottom. I'm just trying to use pure blue there for now. We'll lighten it up afterwards, probably on a second coat. Okay. This looks very messy and crazy, and that's okay. Like I said, this is just to get the paint on the canvas. So we have a full, nice coverage with this. Okay. Everyone can see me okay? You guys are all good? Okay, so I'm just going to get this in. I'm noticing too, so when you use cheap paints like me, you'll notice that you might need 2 coats to really get everything covered so you can't see your canvas behind it. I'm noticing that a little bit as I'm going. I can still see some strokes there. Okay. All right, so we got that going. Now, I want to make this bottom part a lighter blue. Start putting that in a little bit. So I'm just using the paper towel and just taking the excess paint off my brush here. I feel like the light is really not showcasing how beautiful this painting is at all. I feel like if you guys are looking at it, the painting looks very blah, which it is absolutely not. Okay, I'm gonna get some white and I'm just gonna add it down here just to lighten up this area. Get that lighter blue happening. It's going to be hard for me to just do like a clear line of one color going to the next. I already know that. Got a little bit more blue in there. More white. Okay. I think I'm going to add like a little bit of yellow just so I can get more of that turquoisey kind of value happening. I just put a little bit of yellow on that brush. I'm just going to put this in here. Right on top of that white, on top of that blue that I just did. I think I'm okay. Maybe I'll go a little bit further down. So with this color that I've made, I want to start to bring it up to start with some of this Aurora vibes that are happening here. So what do we got? I think I'm going to want one. I don't know if I want to start that actually yet. Let me just think for a moment. I still feel like I want this to be a little bit more opaque before I get to that point. Second guessing myself today. No, I'm going to start putting it in. That's what I'm going to do. Okay, final answer, final decision. Okay, so let's put in a nice crescent kind of coming down like that. And we're going to be building on top of that anyway, so just to get the flow of how this is going to be. So I'm just using white and blue. And then we have, I'll come out a little bit more. And we're going to add the other colors on top of it afterwards. So I'm going to get that blue first. I'm going to come down further. I'm going to come down like that or so. Okay. And then we have another one kind of like here. And then I'm going to get somewhere, it's going to be up here, we're going to have it come down. And then we'll get the color in a little bit different once we decide where that's going to live. I guess now it's kind of where I'm penciling it with my brush, where I want these auroras to live. Very abstracty today. It's a different vibe than normal. So rubbing that down. So I'm just following the patterns here and just kind of putting in the shapes of the Aurora. With my lighter blue color. Okay, there we go. With that one, I want it to be a little fatter down here, I think. And this one here. And with that one, there we go. Okay, cool. So I'm just playing with the shapes and making them a little bit bigger as I go. So I don't know if you notice, but I started a little smaller and then just kind of like plump them out a little bit. Okay, and I'm still using my big brush because I find I have really good, I feel more control with it. So I still use it for quite a bit of time. Okay, so I'm just going to make this more of a clear line from the background to the foreground. Okay. A little bit more yellow. It's a little lighter and brighter. Okay. So I'm going to come down that way. Awesome. Okay, so we have a nice base, and then we're going to put all of the brighter colors on top of that afterwards. So that's just to kind of like, this isn't the way it's going to stay. I'm going to make it a lot brighter. What I'm just doing now, honestly, if anyone has glow in the dark paint, I know some of you guys had used that before, that would look super cool on this painting. Definitely recommend that. I don't have anything that neon-y, but I will be making, getting a lighter color momentarily. So I'm just going to switch to a bit of a thinner brush. I'm just going to clean off that one, just so I can fix up some of the lines and then make it a little bit brighter. Hey Jackie, yeah, absolutely. I think we definitely need more green, more of that kind of like neon-y vibe. So I'll add that in as we go. Right now it's just to give an idea of like where I want this Aurora to live. Okay, that's good. That brush is clean enough for me for now. Okay, so I want to get some more yellow on my palette. I'm going to open up the turquoise I have, just to see. I don't know if I want to use it. Okay, but we have it available if necessary. Okay, so let's go into my medium brushes. Maybe this one? Let's see if that one would be good. Or maybe this one, actually. Let's try this one. Hi, Patty. Hi, Asif. I miss you too. I'm so glad. Hi. Hope you're feeling good. Hope you're feeling much better. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I just want to straighten up some of my lines that I want to, oh yeah, the top's super wet still. Because with my big old fatty brush, it's not going to do the same vibe for me, right? So I'm just going to clean up some of these lines here. Sorry, I stop talking sometimes when I forget to breathe when I'm painting. I think I hold my breath a bit. I'm just trying to get the lines to look a bit more smoother and a bit brighter. And like more like a powerful blue on the edge of this. Okay, and then I want to start playing with some of the other, like paint is, I'm so much more like, I like the streaky look of things. It's really hard for me just to paint it like one solid color the whole way. Like it's very difficult. Okay, let's play with some yellows and some greens, start building that I think. So I'm gonna come in here and I'm gonna, so the turquoise that I have, oh, you're still on oxygen. Well, I hope you're feeling a little better though. Oh man, that's crazy. So I'm going to use the turquoise. So the turquoise that I have is one that's a pre-mixed kind of color, because it is exactly kind of the color that I'd like to play with. If you need to mix your own, then you want to use 2 parts blue to 1 part green. So basically, if you need to make green first, You need to just have, it's like it'd be like a 1-to-1 ratio, essentially, depending on the blue and the yellow you're using. Again, if you're using dollar store paints like me, just because it says yellow, it could be like sunshine yellow or sunflower yellow, and they're all like slightly different. So you might have to play with it a little bit till you get the green you want. And then once you get that, you want 2 blue to 1 green, and that'll get you a turquoise vibe, okay? If you need to make that yourself. So I'm just going to try this. I think my hand is not painting on camera. I can't put my hand down. So to get straight lines is very challenging for someone who's a bit of a perfectionist and a control freak like me. Which is why I think I like to do those like landscape scenes and stuff, because you have more forgiveness if you're when you blend and whatnot, you know. Okay, so I'm gonna bring this down. Okay, and this one's gonna like that. Okay, and this comes down. And it kind of makes a little curve. And it kind of comes down further behind some of the trees we're going to put in after. Okay, I'm going to have it come up, but we're going to put some more yellow into it afterwards. Make it a little brighter. Okay, so I'm going to get some yellow and bring it in here. So always remember, as you're going through this, when you're in the process, you're going to question it. It's not going to look very good at times. And you need to trust it and keep going. And it will turn out and it will look really great. And if at the end you really don't like it, it's fantastic because it's acrylic paint. You can wait till it dries and you can paint over it and you can try again. Or you can paint something totally different if you want to. It's totally up to you. So now I'm putting yellow kind of in the middle. I feel like the lighting I have in here is not capturing this very well at all. When I look at the screen to what I think you guys are seeing, it looks pretty bad. Okay. So I'm just making sure that my edge is kind of this turquoisey color, and I'm just filling the middle in with yellow. And I just rewrite it a little bit because I do want it to be a little bit more blendy than the original, because I can't help myself. I need it to be a bit more blendy. I love her style, but I think my style is just to blend it up a little bit more than that. And that is okay. Again, just gonna get this line. Oofka boofka. Okay. All right. I just feel like I can't see the color properly. I don't know. Like, it's still very, there you can see the color a little bit brighter there. So it's very, I put more yellow in the middle. I have a turquoisey line around it and like kind of a light, a blue-ish on the outside. I'm still going to play with this a little bit, but I feel like the shine is just not doing it much justice. Okay, so up here we have kind of a little, kind of comes into each other, kind of bends a bit weirdly here, so I'm going to put that in. And then I just want to darken it up a little bit in the middle. Sorry if my hand's in the way. It's giving me a bit more control with my hand down on the canvas. Okay, so I'm going to bring this down this way. Okay, so it's making this tip here come out a little bit more. It's kind of bent differently. Of course. It's okay. Definitely change the look of that. That doesn't look like the original at all. Okay, let's change that up a bit. It looks more similar to that. I kind of had to cut that off earlier. Like that. Let's try that and see how that goes. Okay, cool. All right, so now I want to get this other guy here going. So I'm just using the turquoise for the second line here. So I'm just going right over what I painted before in that kind of light blue, I suppose. Kind of like a gray blue. Let's just make this all this turquoisey color. I need to get a thicker, use one of my such thin brush. That brush has such good control with, I don't like to give up control. Okay, let's get in here with this one just to get more coverage. Okay, that is better. Get more coverage, I have smoother lines, that's for sure. It kind of comes down and then it kind of like circles out a bit there. Okay, cool. That's a little bit easier. Okay. So now want to get some yellow going. I don't know if this is going to be the best one for that. I'm going to just switch to a thinner brush just so I can get yellow on there. Hi, Joe. All right, sounds good, Bree. Definitely share when you're done. I'd like to see it for sure. It's definitely very blotchy. I have to say, I'm not feeling as satisfied in my work as quickly as I usually am when we do other like landscape paintings. This one is not as satisfying right off the hop. I think once it's all like said and done, it'll be fine. It's just right now I'm like, you are not going the way I want you to go. I don't know if you guys are feeling the same way. Okay, I'm gonna get some yellow happening in here. So I want to, so I have my thin brush, I like move around way too much. Confident strokes, not wobbly ones. Okay. Maybe I want it a bit lighter actually. I'm gonna put some white in my yellow just to get it a little bit lighter, not too yellowy. Okay. Just trying to put in this kind of like a lighter yellow-ish core. Here. Oof, okay. Okay, so let's get some more turquoise and bring this up again. You know what? I'm going to use my bigger brush again. A medium brush. Oh, not that one. This one. Get some of that yellow in here too. I'll lighten this up slightly. I don't know, I have to, I don't like it, I want it to be a bit more mixed in together. I don't like the lines like that. I don't have her technique down. It's not working for me. So I'm going to just blend it a little bit to make me happier with the way it looks. I'm not digging it so far. It's not doing what I want it to do. Alright, but we're going to keep going. Let's get this going. This bright color. darker in that center, but we will start with this and change it up as we go. Okay. Ooh. Turn it this way. Okay, I'll grab my other brush, thinner one. Okay. Things with the thinner brush, I have more control over it, but also it holds way less paint, so I have to keep going back to get more paint. I do not like that. I want this one to come out a little bit on this side. Okay. Now let's put in some like light blue. So I'm just putting some white in my blue. Just get a bit of a different value happening here. And it kind of like curves out and it's kind of like that. Let's try that and see. So I just used some blue and I'm just putting some yellow and I'm just trying to keep going with this kind of like loopy pattern that's happening there. I'm getting some white just to add another one in between here. Let's go back to the turquoise on the outside. See how this goes. I want that yellow to come down. Okay, we'll do more turquoise. Okay, let's get more of that light blue. Just going back and forth between these colors just to get a bit more happening. Using a little bit of water just to make the edges a little bit easier and smooth. Going back to the turquoise on the edge here. Yeah, so this is, like I said, definitely out of my comfort zone, which is why I'm way quieter and not explaining it as much, so I apologize for that. As you know, anyone who's joined me, like the first time I paint this is live with you. So as I'm going through this, my brain's kind of going and thinking about how, you know, what is the best way to approach it. And sometimes I don't know. And this is kind of one that it's, like I said, very different for me. I'm going to try to get like a bluish gray just to get this part a little bit darker in here. water. I'm getting like a bluish gray. It's kind of just like it looks just like a dark gray, just to get in and around here, just to do this like part there. Okay. Yeah, that's working. That's working. Right, Nicole? Yeah, Nicole says definitely a tough painting to jump into after not painting for a while. Absolutely. I definitely underestimated how difficult. I looked at it more like, okay, if we look at it as like almost like a paint by number, like in different sections, it can work. But boy, is it tripping up my brain. Like, whoo! Just to like be the person, like, I just admire the artist that comes up with a concept like this too. And when they first initially put it together, like, how amazing is that? The main reason why I get inspiration images is because I don't feel like I'm creative enough. I'm not creative enough to come up with my own like designs. I don't know. I also I noticed too, like a lot of other paint parties, people do like their own image, but then they'll end up doing it over and over again. Like they'll hold like multiple paint parties for the same image, which makes sense. Obviously, like they came up with it, it's their image, and they promote it as such. But I don't know, I like always doing a different one. And for me, it's fun and challenging to be with you live, and you join me, and this is my first time doing it, and I'm on the spot to try to create something that looks decent. Like that makes it more fun for me. I don't think I would want to paint the same painting all that often, to be honest. So I'm just trying to, here has like a lot of like, there's like different streaks of like the turquoise and blue and gray and light blue and yellow. So I'm just putting in a few more of those colors there. Whoa, I just got really blurry. I don't know if you guys can see that. Okay, so that's what I've done with that area there. So I've put in like multiple colors, trying to get that vibe. This looks a little bit weird right in there. Maybe I can. There you go. Kind of like touch it up a bit. So it has like multiple, that looks pretty good. I'm happy with this one a lot. And that looks cool. Although some of like, so when the paint kind of, I don't know if you can see it, but like where you can kind of see the texture of the canvas, it really bothers me. Like I want it just to be like a nice straight even line. I get very hung up on that. So I'm just going to go with water and try to like smooth it out a little bit. Because I don't like those lines at all. It's like it's paint, obviously. It's going to do that. Like, no. It's not allowed. Okay, cool. Hi, Sharon. Oh yeah, Jen. Jen says I'm super creative. I don't know. I always feel like I'm really good at mimicking other things. I don't feel like I'm someone to come up with the idea on my own, you know? Like I can like look at something and like maybe improve upon it. Not this. This hers is much superior. But for other aspects, but yeah. I don't know. All right, let's see what else we can do here. Okay. All right. I don't like my lines on this guy here. So I'm going to go back in with my dark, the background color, and just fix up that background more. So it's not how I like it at all. So, but which brush am I going to use for this? I don't know. I need one that's thicker, but maybe thicker that has more control. Whatever, I'll just use my thin brush for it. Okay, so I'm going to get some black, a little bit of black, and a lot of blue. And I need to fix these lines because this is not working for me. No, I need the other brush. It's not going to work. Thicker brush. Okay, we'll just use that one and see what happens. Okay. Black and blue. Yes. That's better. Okay, so I'm just touching that up in there. My black and my blue. I'm gonna go on this side too. And this line. Okay, I need to get a thinner brush to get in there, it looks like. Okay. That's looking a little better. Cleaning up that. Okay, and I think I'm going to do that in here too. Okay, that's much better. At least those lines look much cleaner. Okay. And this helps because if you remember at the beginning, I wasn't really a fan of my background because it was looking a little bit too, I could still see my canvas behind it. So I'm going to just do another coat on top and that will make me happier with that nice night sky. Much better. That's good. I'm going to do the same thing on this side too. Okay, so let's... Okay, I think it should be a little bit lighter down here. Let's see how that goes. No. Okay, so I'm just doing another coat in that background. darkening it up. Okay. All right, that is much better. That looks like a weird mistake with the way I've done that. So it has like a little bit of a bump in it, but it's looking a little bit funky. I don't know if I'll keep it or not. We'll see. I think I need to make it a little bit darker on the inside, and that'll look a little better. All right, cool. Let me just see if I can put a little bit lighter in here, because I think it's a little bit lighter. Still blue though. Yeah, a little too light, I think. Went a little too crazy. I just can't have it just like plain. I need to add a little bit more texture or streaks to it in the background. Oh, I'm gonna keep it like that for now. All right, let's go back and make it a little bit darker in the inside of that Aurora section there. I'm digging it more now. Now doing that background, yeah, I definitely like it more. Which is good, which is good. Okay, so I'm gonna mix kind of a gray, white into a black, and then put some blue into it. So it's like a blue, gray kind of vibe. And I have nowhere to rest my hand, but I'm still gonna do it. Okay, I'm just gonna put in this kind of gray in here. It's gonna come up, and then I'm going to have it come down on this side, but still have that blue around it. Yes. And then I want to make this bump here. All right, that's a little better. All right, all right, all right. This is good. This is better. Okay, and then I need my dark. And we need it to come. I need this to make like a tip here. Okay, cool. Better, better. Nice. Okay, so this is a little too thin now. I made that a little bit too much. That's okay. We can fix that up. Let's get one of these. This one actually. Okay. Okay, so what color am I going to go for? I want a light blue. So I'm going to put some white into my blue. And then we're going to, what do I want to do with this? My light blue. I want to go in this middle one here. We're going to add a little bit more in here. Let's put some yellow down the center just to make it a little brighter again. That's better. That's giving it more. That was not the right choice of color there. Okay. Okay, and then we need to just make this a little bit more, thicken that up a little bit. I thinned it out a little too much. Okay, I'm gonna put some more yellow in here. Don't go away, I definitely need you as a guide. iPad, stay on. Okay, and I want to do the same kind of loop at the bottom here. Just using some water again to smooth out some of my lines. Oh, I can't help but add more color into it. Trying to keep them all more separated, but I'm just like, I want to just put more streaks of color. But you know what? I think I'm just gonna do and put a little bit of white in here. Let's streak it out a little bit more. Oh, that's blue. What? Why is blue my white? Okay. I think maybe up here. I'm gonna put a white line down the middle there. That's just. That way. Hey Ashley. Hi Kristen. Oh, both of you just had to work. Aw, that's okay. Feel free again. You can really like watch this afterwards. This is like really challenging if you, but fun. It's just way more challenging than. This is definitely outside of my comfort zone. So for those of you who are just joining and you'll be rewinding it or watching it later, I apologize that I definitely am not speaking as much in terms of instruction as I've done in other videos in the past, because this is also out of my comfort zone. But I'm digging it. I'm starting to dig it more and more, and I think I'm just gonna go more with like what my vibe is. So like not stress so much that, which is what I tell you guys all to do, but then of course I still kind of stress a little bit. I'm just gonna add a little bit more of what I think I want to do, and add a bit more, a few different layers like that. Okay. And then I want to come down more. Also here. Okay, cool. Okay, so I'm just going to play with that a bit. Ugh, just took out the line I just did. Okay. So I'm putting some white and I'm putting some yellow in here just to add a bit more to it. And then I'm going to use some water to just smooth it down so you can't really see that all the texture of my canvas that I'm creating by doing that. Because I'm picky about that. It's not necessary though. Yeah, I'm digging that more. Put some more yellow in here. And put some more of that turquoise. All right, I think I'm digging that more now. So let me show you a bit closer. So that's kind of the vibes there that I've changed it. I've definitely done my own spin and just put my own colors to get that groove going. Yeah, Nicole's in my boat too. Nicole just wrote, I've given up on trying to copy the original and just trying to make it look good. Yeah, I'm with you. I think that's kind of where I'm at too. It's not, yeah, copying the original, man, oh man, yeah. You know what? If you want it to be exactly like the original, you should go and purchase it off of Erika Hawkes' website. But for our purposes, I think it's valid to play with this and try it in our own way, right? So I'm pretty happy with it. I think I'm going to keep that the way it is for now. I might still touch it afterwards and play with it a little bit more, but for now I'll keep it as is. What I'm going to do now is I want to put in the water. So I'm going to start, I'm going to get that turquoise that I have, but again, you can mix, what was it, 2 parts blue, 1 part green, if you want to make your own turquoise. And then I want to just start by putting in, let's just paint the bottom part here. I'm just going to make it all this turquoise color, and then I'm going to put the other values into it afterwards. So I'm just going to get the water going, and I'll do those trees and the land afterwards. And I want to say thank you to the 10 people who stuck around this time. This, I think, is like one of the lowest viewed parties I've done in a long time. I think everyone was like, yeah, no, this isn't working. This is not what I expected it to be. Where's the simple landscape that I can just blend? Okay, I kind of feel that way too anyway. Okay, so I'm just going to bring this here. I thought this would be a little bit easier to replicate, but it definitely is not. Okay, so I got my water going. I'm always looking over to make sure you guys can see it okay. Yeah, I'm digging that now. It has kind of like, yeah, I'm digging the vibe. I like that. All right, so let's now put in, and again, with this, it's very easy to see which colors are what, but I might change that up. So let's get, okay, so we want to put some, like a streak of kind of yellow happening. Some yellow. And then a white. And put it up here. Okay, so a bit more white. Okay, and then get those darker shadows happening. I want a thinner brush, so let's get some black into my blue. Really dark blue. Okay. I guess I should probably do this after I do my mount, all that stuff, but I'm not going to. I'm going to just do this now. Because why not? It's getting this really dark blue. And just putting little lines in the water. Okay, there we go. Got some water reflections. Definitely need some more of this blue happening. Perfection. Okay, let's make some more of this darkness. Okay, cool. I'm just gonna put in some more of this turquoise in between. Okay. Okay, so I'm gonna get some white and just add a little bit more into the water. Some more lines. Okay, let's get some more yellow. The turquoise. Cool. Yeah, I know I was going to try the Stylefully, but I'm still doing, I want to still put some little lines in the water. I cannot help myself with that. Awesome. Okay, I like that. Much, much better. Okie dokie. Here. Okay, cool. All right. Now, this back here is kind of like a gray blue, and we want it to be more bright. So I want to touch that up a little bit as well. So let's get a brighter, lighter, brighter blue. Happier. A little happier happening. That's too turquoisey actually. Maybe I should make it a little bit more blue. Okay. Okay, I'm gonna make this a bit brighter. That's like a seafoam green. That is not what I wanted. Okay. Just gonna make this a little happier. Okay. Okay. I probably shouldn't go with that brush. I have to use a thinner one to get into that area. I need to blend the sky out. I'm sorry, I don't think I can do this like concrete line. It'll drive me crazy. I'm just blending. I can't do it. That's what I'm doing. We are bringing that a bit more blendy. Blendy, blendy. Much better. Okay, I'm going to do the other side too, because I need to. Okay. Okay, I'm just gonna get my thinner brush, get in that area over there. Yeah, I'm digging that better. Okay, that is what we are doing. Oof. I'm going to try to blend this a little bit. Black goes into this a little bit more. Okay. I don't know about that area there yet. I don't think that's where I want it to be. Okay. I think we're going to stop with that for now. And we'll go on to the next step of that. Okay, dokes. Okay, so bring it a little closer. So you got the water you can see. So I just put a couple more strokes. I used still that turquoisey color. I put some yellow and some white, and then I used some black and dark blue. I just changed up the sky, and I did make it blend because I think I prefer it that way. So I'm going to leave it like that. And then now let's put in our land. So now we need our black, and I think I'm going to start with my bigger medium brush, and then I'll move into my thinner one, I think. Okay, I need more black, and let's put in the silhouette of these, of this land that's happening here. Okay, so we have The land is very, I guess, more abstract. So you have nice round nice easy hills. Okay, so got some hills going on back there. And this one's nice and big here. And I think I'm going to switch my brush and get my thinner one, just so I can get some more details there. Good. Okay, so now let's play with these trees. So definitely different than what I normally would do. So let's see how we can do here. So let's make one here. And it kind of like juts out. Very angular. All right. Cool. Okay, so we have another one here. Kind of very triangular. That's the base of it. And then another kind of coming this way. Interesting. Never done trees like this, and they're kind of funky looking. Like, I'm kind of digging it. Okay. And then we have another one here. Okay. And then a wispy one. That's further in the back, I guess. Cool. Okay, and I have a bigger one. Okay, there we go. And then another base here. And another base there, and then kind of like triangles on top of each other, or like, I guess maybe like teardrops sometimes. Cool. That looks neat. That looks pretty cool. Okay, I'm digging that. All right, so where are we at? 7:30. Not too shabby. Okay, so in the original one as well, you will notice that there are thin lines that kind of showcase like the land, like the rocky land, and there's also like a thin line that goes around the trees and also kind of separates some of the areas to like show the different levels of branches as well. And the other thing too is we have all of our stars in the sky too. So that's what's left right now, besides obviously like playing and like touching up more aspects of it. So I'm going to leave the detailing here for now, and I'm going to go and start putting in a bunch of little stars in the sky. So I'm going to use white paint and a thin brush. And when you do this, you want to think about, so there's obviously tons of stars. Basically, it's all in the background, so it's actually all in the sky part, so it's not in the aurora, and it's definitely not in the trees. And they're all different sizes, so some that are really, really tiny, some that are a little bigger. And they're all kind of random. So like there's little groups of a bunch of stars together and then some space with nothing. So I'm just mentioning that just to keep that in mind, because I tend to end up going into a very like rhythmic, like a pattern essentially, and that can make it look not as realistic. So try to mix it up as much as possible. So let's just go like in one area here, for example. And put a bunch of little stars here. And some are really bigger. I love putting my hand right in paint. It's my most favorite thing. Okay. Okay, so let's just keep putting little dots. You want to try to keep them kind of like random like that. If you end up making them too big, they might look like snow, which isn't the end of the world. Like, I mean, you could just make it like a snowy day instead of a starry night. Okay, so I'm gonna keep adding all these little stars in our night sky. Boom. Boop-a-doop-a-dum. Okay. Very tedious process, but it'll look really great when it's all done. Okay, now we need to put some back here too. I'm trying to make some like really, really tiny. Cool. I think that's good. All right. So now this line that's around here is not white. It's kind of like that turquoisey or like a greeny color. So I'm going to go back and do that. So I'm going to just make like a lighter, put some white into that turquoise that I made. Just get a lighter color. Okay. And then try to emulate this. It's like a thin line. So it looks like it just tracks around. Like that. It's still a little wet. Okay, on this one. And it's not like super straight, like it kind of gives a bit more like texture to these rock shapes. So that's kind of neat actually. Okay. Whoa, that's a lot. redo that a little bit too much. Too much. Too much. Over and black. Cool. Okay. And then we should do the same thing with the trees. I think I'm going to just keep going with this color because why not? I'm thinning it out a little bit with water just to make it easier for me to maneuver. So I'm going to give an outline. That looks pretty cool. Okay. Okay. And that putting this outline on these trees, I think, is really making it pop. It looks really nice. And the last outline here. Yeah, those outlines look really cool. I really like that. Alright, so I went from like being really scared to being pretty proud. I actually think I did a pretty decent job of it, but boy oh boy, did those Aurora strokes really freak me out. Make me question my abilities. Holy. I think I'm going to go in and just put in a little bit more shadow in the water where it actually, you know, makes a bit more sense probably. Now that I've actually put in my trees. Don't go away. Yeah, that makes sense. That looks much better. Really, Kelly? That's so weird. They got removed and flagged by Facebook. That is so weird. It does say, though, it says star sender. So I think it went through. But you know what, Kelly? I'll take a look afterwards and see what happened. What's going on. That's so weird. Okay, I think I'm done for now. I feel like I might still go back in and try to play a little bit more with these auroras, like the lines. I don't know. I'm okay with them overall, but some parts of them I want to like still touch more. But I think for now, I'm going to call it complete. So let's sign away. There we go. I sign it always different every single time. I either put Lisa or put my initials or switch it up. Why not? Keep it fresh. All right, so no, let's not do that because then you'll get a weird like up angle on my chin. All right, there we go. Okay, there. That is my complete finished image for now. So hope you all enjoyed it. It definitely looks way better at this point. At the beginning, you could definitely, I'm sure, hear it in my lack of talking when I was playing with that I didn't even know how to explain it to you, how I was doing because I wasn't sure. But I'm really happy with the final result. That was definitely like the trickiest part. I really like this idea of like adding an outline to the to silhouettes, and I think that's something that would be really cool to do in other paintings in the future. So that's something I think we should keep in mind for any other silhouettes or anything that we're going to be doing in any other painting. Again, I still kind of kept the water to my style, which I like doing a lot of little ripples, and I definitely blended the sky a bit more than what was shown, and same with these two. But yeah, I hope you all enjoyed this challenging session. Please take a picture of what you ended up creating. I'd love to see it. I'd love to see it, especially if it looks like something totally different, because I feel like that's kind of the direction I was almost going to head into. So again, thank you all for your support and for joining in with me On Saturday, there'll be 3 more painting inspiration options that I'll post on the page, and you can vote for your favorite, and we will paint again next Wednesday, and the winner will be announced on the Tuesday before. So I think that's about all for now. So have a fantastic rest of your day or night, and I'll see you all again next week. Thanks, everyone.